Hello, the doc is in, and welcome back to another chapter of Chainsaw Man, chapter 126, Food Fight. In last chapter, we get a little bit more time with the Falling Devil. We find that she is quite amicable and just wants to do her chefing job and has no particular interest in causing people a great amount of harm besides to make them into food. So that's both good and bad. We do have the I was about to say Demon Slayers, wrong anime. We do have the Devil Hunters coming in and attacking the Falling Devil, and they are able to destroy her for like all of 2 seconds, and then she proceeds to throw the whole building in a hell, and then also take one of their heads for her dish. And then she decides that she's gonna go hunt down Asa. But then Denji shows up, cuts her up, and that's how we end out the chapter. And so, now we can begin this chapter. So, chapter starts off with Falling Devil and Denji continuing to go at it, actually. Denji cuts her whole top off. She reattaches her top, and then soccer kicks the fuck out of him into a building, right? And he gets smashed. And she proceeds to, she tries, I guess you could say, try to reason with him and be like, hey, chill. I'm not here to kill people. All right, so there's no reason for you to be on my ass. All right, I got my apple. I just need to put Asa in a dish. And of course, Denji's like, oh well, I know Asa, and the Fallen Devil's like, yeah, I've been given a job. I'm supposed to get Asa and take her to hell, and then presumably they're gonna eat her. And of course, Denji, seeing as he knows her, and more importantly, that was like someone he was kind of interested in romantically, he's like, keep your hands off of her. And so the Falling Devil's like, well, damn, that kind of sucks. Oh well, guess you'll be falling. Points up. I guess it uses the same falling curse from before, where it's like, oh, all your grief sends you to hell. Well, she taps his head. Boom. We finally get to see the whole gang's back together. Denji, Power, Aki. Yay! And he starts screaming, and he starts going to hell. He starts falling upwards and all that. And so Falling Devil's like, oh great, see, now that's been handled. Now I just need to follow Asa's scent. Immediately after this, he falls back down like a meteor and slices her in half. Now, how did he do this? Now, a lot of people were theorizing like, oh, he's not going to succumb to this because he's already past his trauma, or one thing or another, right? One reason or another as to why he's not just gonna fall into oblivion, right? Well, Denji's response to this mental attack on him is to slice his own brain so that then he can't think properly. And so he starts talking about corn dogs and basically making no sense because he's slicing his brain, and then attacks her, and then also starts eating her. And Falling Devil's like, I'm not a corn dog, because he's talking about corn dogs a second ago. And then she kind of succumbs to her fate, and she's like, you know what, the makings of a great chef sometimes require that you get eaten yourself to understand what it means to really be a dish. And so she lets Denji eat some of her. I don't think it's her whole body, but he eats some of her, and she reforms in his body and just splits him in half after thanking him for eating her and making her a better chef. The gore is on full display here, but Denji's still not out. So even though he gets split in half, he then cuts her face, her face section off. Well, he puts his chainsaw through it, and presumably is going to try to cut it off, but basically she flicks him and splits the rest of his body in half. He's completely separated, he's in half. And she's like, all right, well, that was cool, I'll be off now. And so he lost a lot of blood. He's literally gotten split in half, so he's kind of deadish. But then somebody who presumably looks like they're wearing the school uniform comes over, and they're like, oh well, I still need you to fight, Chainsaw Man. And they provide their own blood, and presumably this is going to allow him to heal, because we know how devils do the thing with the healing of the blood, whatever, right? But we don't actually see Denji get back up, or who the person is we then cut away from all that to see Falling Devil fall in front of Asa. And Asa's like, oh my god, it found us. And Falling Devil's like, I found you. Now, presumably, going on from here, we're gonna have Chainsaw Man show up and continue the squabble up with the Falling Devil. How that's gonna turn out, not quite sure. But we can be 100% sure that Asa and Yoru are going to play a big part in the actual defeat. Why? Because it just seems, it kind of has to happen, because Yoru's whole goal has been to, oh, side note, chapter's over, end of chapter. Anyway, as I was saying, Yoru's whole goal was to encounter Chainsaw Man and fight him, whatever, right? They're gonna meet this time. Now, I don't think they're gonna fight here. I just don't think that really connects with like the whole Falling Devil thing. I mean, I don't think the Falling Devil's not low enough riffraff that either one of them could take them out solo. So I presume they might end up actually working together, and in the end, for one reason or another, Chainsaw Man / Denji are not really going to find out about, Denji / Chainsaw Man, their identity is not going to be revealed to Asa and Yoru. That is going to be the end of it. Like, however this all turns out, is going to end with Chainsaw Man gets away, basically. That's my guess, theory, whatever. I mean, we'll kind of see as the chapters go on. We'll probably have like maybe 3 chapters where they're fighting, and maybe 3rd chapters where like the fight ends, and then we kind of get wherever the conclusion is. But I feel pretty confident in the idea that whatever is going to happen in the end, Chainsaw Man's true identity is not going to be revealed, and Denji is going to leave the place being like, oh snap, Asa has devil powers, ooh. And like he'll know that like she has abilities, and like he's gonna know that she seen Chainsaw Man and whatever, but I imagine Yoshida's still gonna prevent him from actually revealing his identity to Asa, even though they will probably end up working together this time. That being said, putting that aside, speaking of Yoshida, so who's the person who gives Denji some blood? I have seen people say like, oh, fake Chainsaw Man gives him blood and etc, etc. Maybe? I doubt it though. My guess will probably be Yoshida. At first I was thinking, oh, this must be Famiu, which also could be possible, but clearly this person's like a male, so then that's why I say it might be Yoshida probably. But I guess you could make a case that maybe it is someone that Denji doesn't know, and who he doesn't know has powers, because he does say when the person shows up immediately, hey, get back. Oh wait, actually misread, my bad, take it back. He actually doesn't see who it is, because, or at least he does see, but he doesn't respond, because he's saying get back here to the Falling Devil when they leave. I misunderstood. So with that being said, then we don't know who it is at all, and it still can be Yoshida. Yoshida's not taken out of this the potential here. So yeah, I think it's probably Yoshida. I think that's the most likely person, especially since this whole story arc since the very beginning, pretty much we've been seeing that Yoshida has had some kind of focus on the Four Horsemen / Asa and Chainsaw Man. So there is a good likelihood that he shows up, sees Denji pretty much die, and is like, all right, you can't die here. I kind of need you for something. Here's some blood. Get up, handle your business. So yeah. Outside of that, cool fight. I enjoyed it. I think it's weird. Don't get me wrong, it's weird, but the way Denji went about solving this situation and kind of getting past the mental attack of the Falling Devil was definitely effective. I mean, he can regenerate, so I mean, slicing his own brain so then he can't think and therefore be affected by mental attacks, I mean, it's definitely effective, that's for sure. But outside of that, I think that's about it for the chapter. Thank you for watching, and the doc is out. Peace.
Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe and watch the videos on the right. Other than that, the doc is out. Bye.